my name's Sarah and this is my channel, So Sarah Sewed. Today's video is a little bit different. I am hoping to share with you a little bit of what I get up to with my sewing and knitting over the next week. My boys and I are on school holidays at the moment. We've just returned from 5 days in Queensland, which was lovely. And now I've got the next week at home with the children. We've got various activities planned each day, and I'm hoping that I'll get to fit in some sewing and knitting each day as well, so I thought I would share that with you. I didn't end up making an April plans video this month. I just got too busy, so I thought this would be a good extra way of showing you the sorts of things I'm making in April, or at least in this week of April. So today is Tuesday the 19th of April, and the children had a swimming lesson this morning, and then we've spent the rest of the day at a play centre. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon now, so we've just come home. They're having some TV time, and I thought I would have the chance to come and say hello and let you know what I'm planning to do over the next few days. So first of all, I'll tell you what I'm wearing today. It is a lot cooler here today in Melbourne. We have had such warm weather recently, but it's finally cooled down. Today, I think the maximum temperature is supposed to be 16 degrees and it's rained pretty much all day. So I am wearing a sweater dress. This is the Billy sweater pattern by Tilly and the Buttons, and it's the dress version. So I've made it in a French terry that I bought from Nerida Hansen last year. And I have to say, on days where I'm, it's just, you know, if I'm not working and it's this kind of weather, this is the perfect dress I'd like to be able to wear. Just something that I can just throw on over leggings and just be really comfortable. So this is the Billy sweater dress. I'll stand up and show you properly what this looks like, because I think I'm going to make another one of these this week. It is just the perfect holiday outfit, I think, and I'd love to have another one. So I'll show you what this one looks like. There are 2 sleeve options for this pattern, and one of them is a regular sleeve and the other is a balloon sleeve. In this one, I have just made the regular sleeve. It's quite a short dress, but I do like the length of it. It's not something I'll ever wear without leggings underneath, so I'm really happy with it. So I'll put some line drawings in, but hopefully you can see that the when you make the dress version, it has this sort of curved section that form the pockets on the sides, which is quite a nice little feature, and then very comfortable to have those pockets exactly where they are. So my next version I'd like to make is also in a French terry from Nerida Hansen, but this one is in a fabric by Field Day Studios. I've actually bought quite a few of their patterns. I just think their designs are absolutely beautiful. And this one I think I got in a French terry sale last year, and it's been patiently waiting for me to make it. I really didn't have the need for it until the weather cooled down, so I am looking forward to making that hopefully this week. So here's the fabric I'm going to use for the next one. So this beautiful floral on this navy background. Now the next version I'd like to make, I think I'll make it exactly the same, except the next version I'll make with the balloon sleeves. I've made a couple of the Billy sweatshirts with the balloon sleeves, and I absolutely love the feeling of them and the way they look. There's just something about this voluminous sleeve that I really like, and I hope that I like the dress version with the balloon sleeve too. But I'm definitely going to make the balloon sleeve version with this one. So that might be the first thing I start making this week. And the other idea that I have is very exciting for me. It was my birthday recently, and I decided I would buy myself some fabric to treat myself. So I bought some fabric from My Design, and I'm planning to make the Heather Blazer by Friday Pattern Company. The Heather Blazer is an oversized, quite long, boxy style blazer, and it has just patch pockets on the front. And it is a pattern that is supposed to be achievable by beginner sewists, so I'm looking forward to giving this one a go. I've decided to make mine in a green linen that I bought from My Design, and I believe the color was emerald. So it's this color. Now, when I went to school, I had a green uniform, so I ummed and ahed over whether I would do this or not, but I think the shape of it and the fact that I'll have a lining won't make it look too much like my school uniform. And I did leave my school, it was 23 years ago that I finished year 12. No, 24, I was in year 12. So it's probably long enough ago that I could wear a green jacket again by now, I hope. So this is going to be the outer fabric for the blazer, and then I chose this absolutely beautiful Lady McElroy fabric to be the lining. So I've been looking at this lining for a long time and thinking how beautiful it was, but I couldn't think of a project that I would like to use it for. But then when I thought it could be a beautiful lining, I grabbed it. So it's this one. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's called Dip in the Lake, something like that. So I'm planning to use this one as the lining, and I've seen a lot of people with their heather blazers rolling up the sleeve, just the cuff, and so I'd like to have a little peek of this fabric coming through the cuff. So I'm thinking when I'm cutting out this lining fabric on the sleeve, I will be cutting it out upside down so that when you do turn up the sleeve once, that little lining will look the right direction. I'm hoping I'm thinking of that correctly, because it would be a shame to turn it up and have like a little swimmer upside down. So hopefully that will work. So that's my other plan. Those are my 2 projects for this week at the sewing machine. And I'm also doing quite a bit of knitting this week, so I'll probably be sharing a little bit of that with you as well. And I'm working on the Sunday sweater by Petite Knit. It is one of their beginner patterns. I did take this away with me when we went to Queensland. It was nice to be able to pick it up a little bit each day and just get some knitting done. So I'm now working on the bodice, and there is just knit stitches all the way. I think I have to work about 30 centimeters of just stocking stitch in the round, so it's just knitting and no pearls involved. So it's a really, really mindless kind of knitting that's great to do in front of the TV. And so I'm hoping by the end of this week I'll probably finish the bodice, which then has a little ribbing at the bottom. So I'll show you where I'm up to with that. So as you can see, my bodice piece is getting quite long. I think it needs to measure about 52 centimeters, and then I do some ribbing down the bottom and then move on to the sleeves. So I'm really enjoying the way that's coming along and the way it's feeling. So they are my basic plans for the next week, and I hope you'll stick around and see how I go with those. I'm going to have to start making dinner soon, but I think I'll get a little bit of probably just some cutting done. I think with this weather, I'm pretty tempted to just get started with that Billy dress. So I'm going to cut that out, hopefully now, or at least lay out the pieces so that I can cut it out later and make a start on it. The one thing I do need to check though first is whether I have any ribbing that will work. So this one, this ribbing I've used for this one was from My Design. I just happened to have some left over from another project, and I'm hoping I've got something that will work with this. I'm pretty sure I've got some pink, but whether it's too dark remains to be seen. So I'll have a look through. If I don't have a ribbing that I can use for this, I might get onto the heather blazer instead, because I'm pretty keen to just get started on a project I can keep going with. Hello again, a quick update. It's about 11 o'clock at night now. So this evening I spent some time watching TV with my family. Let the children stay up a bit late because it is school holidays at the moment, and got a bit of knitting done. And then this evening I've been cutting out my Billy dress. So it took me a little while to decide what I was going to do with the neckband and the cuffs and the hem, but I did find a ribbing that I had, and I've decided it's a close enough match that I'm going to use it. So it's just this, I think it was called Raspberry. This color was from My Design, and I think once that's all put together, that will work nicely. So I've cut out all my pieces. It takes me ages. I'm a really, really slow cutter. But now everything's cut out, and it means tomorrow when I have an opportunity, I will be able to start sewing up the dress. I did actually think about whether I'd just use the main fabric as the neckband and things, but you need a fabric that's got at least 20% stretch. And this French Terry from Nero de Hansen, I'll find a scrap. It's 100% cotton, so it has a little bit of stretch, but not a whole lot. So you can see it stretches a bit, but it pretty much straight away you can see the white coming through. So I decided I'd get a better finish if I used the ribbing. So I'm looking forward to getting that started tomorrow. Okay, see you then. Hi again, everyone. It is now Wednesday. It's pretty late at night. It's about 11 o'clock, and I have just finished a couple of hours of being up here doing some sewing. So we had a really busy day again today. I took the children to their swimming lesson, we went out for lunch, and then we spent the rest of the day at a play centre. So we were out all day, but I did get a little bit of knitting done while I was at the play centre with one of my friends who's also a knitter. And I did a little bit as well this evening on the couch. So I think I'm just a few centimeters away now from getting to the ribbed hemband of my jumper. But then after that, I came up and I started sewing my Billy sweater dress. So I'll show you where I'm at with that. The dress version has these little pockets kind of cut out on the side, and they did take me quite a while, but I have now at the point where I have stabilized the shoulder seam, and I have attached the front bodice and the back bodice together, and that's all. And then you can see the pockets are just tacked into place here. So it's a bit hard to see on this print, but when that's all sewn together, you have this little pocket here, like that. So tomorrow, I think we're ready just to have a bit of a day at home. So we'll still have swimming in the morning, but we haven't had a day at home for about 10 days. So I think we'll probably have a little bit of a rest day tomorrow, which means I'll get a lot more time to do some sewing. So I will check in with you again tomorrow and let you know where I'm up to. See you then. Hi again, it is now Thursday, it's around midday. I've taken my children to their swimming lesson this morning and we are just having a bit of a restful day at home today. Things like housework and just getting ourselves a bit organised, and the children are just having some playtime and some TV time. So I've had a little bit of time this morning to keep going with my Billy sweater dress, and I've just inserted the neckband. So I'm really happy actually with the way the colour is looking. I wasn't really sure, but I think it's going to be good. So here we have the neckband inserted in there, and then so as you can see, I've just used a zigzag stitch. First, I like to baste it in. I find that much easier to get a nice flat neck band, and the next job will be to gather the great big balloon sleeves and insert those. So between a little bit more housework this afternoon and spending time with children, I will hopefully get those balloon sleeves inserted a little later today. Hi again, everyone. It's Thursday night now, and I've managed to fit in a little bit of sewing and knitting throughout the day today. So I'll show you where I'm up to with my Billy sweater dress. I did manage to attach both of the sleeves and gather those all in there. And then I have attached the back of the dress to the front of the dress. So there's actually only really 2 steps to go with this dress now. I have to gather the cuff, the sleeve cuff, into these little cuff pieces. So that's a little bit time consuming because there is a lot of gathering to be done to fit that in. And then just the hemband needs to be attached down the bottom, and that's it. So hopefully I'll finish that tomorrow. And then I've also been doing a little bit of knitting tonight. Now, really frustratingly, I can't find the needles I need next for my knitting project. So I'm almost at the bottom of the body of this jumper, and when I've just knitted a few more centimeters, I need to do a section of ribbing for the bottom of the jumper. But I can't find the right needles. 6mm needles, 32-inch length cord, but it's empty. So I've definitely bought them and I have no idea what I've done with them. So I've been spending a lot of time tonight looking for them, which is frustrating. A waste of time. So hopefully I'll have one more look tomorrow, because I really am almost at the point where I need them. Otherwise I'm gonna have to just buy some more, which is annoying. It's a long weekend coming up, so I would have had quite a bit of time to keep going with that, but I might be able to move on to the sleeves and then come back to the hem later. So that's where we are with those two projects. Tomorrow is our last day of school holidays. I've got the last swimming lesson with my boys, and then we're going to a traffic school. And then in the afternoon, I have a friend from work coming over, and she is starting to learn how to knit. She's making the holiday slipover by Petite Knit, and I made 2 of these last year. So we thought it would be fun to just have a little catch up here. And so I'm looking forward to having some time dedicated to seeing a friend and also knitting at the same time, which will be a lovely way to end the holidays. So I will see you again tomorrow and let you know how I'm going. Hi everyone, it is Friday evening now. The dinner is about to be delivered and I thought I would just pop on and let you know what I've done today. I was lucky enough to have a friend, a work colleague, come over this afternoon who has started learning how to knit. So we spent a couple of hours just chatting and knitting and drinking tea together and working on our knitting projects. So I was able to get a couple more centimeters done of my Sunday sweater, and now I'm going to move on to the sleeves while I wait for my new order of knitting needles to arrive. And last night I ended up staying up way too late and attaching the cuffs to my Billy sweater dress. So you can see the cuffs are done. And I have just quickly pinned that hem band onto the bottom too. So that will just be a quick whiz around of the bottom hem, and then that dress will be done. So maybe tomorrow I'll show you what it looks like. Hi everyone, it's Saturday night now, and today I have really done no sewing and no knitting at all. I've had a pretty busy day with my children, but this evening I did manage to start cutting out my heather blazer. So after finishing my Billy sweater dress yesterday, I always like to have the next thing ready to go. So I'm started to cut that out tonight. Cutting takes me such a long time. I get very distracted and I just find it a very tedious task. So all I've done so far with the heather blazer is mainly just cut around the pieces. I haven't even cut them out exactly around the pattern pieces yet. So I like to do all my cutting out on the floor where I've got a big space, and then I'll take each piece separately, just a smaller table and a cutting mat, and cut around nice and close to the pattern piece lines. So I've made a start just on the main fabric, not the lining yet or any of the interfacing. So it's still probably a few hours to go of ironing and cutting out all those pieces. Today I wore my new Billy sweater dress, which was really fun. I took some photos, so I'll put those in here. I wore this to go and play mini golf with my son, and this was perfect to have the pockets to be able to put my ball in, or the little pencil and scorecard. So a really, really comfortable outfit to be active in today. I ended up going for a bit of a run with the kids, and then got changed into just some pajama pants and an old favourite Billy sweatshirt again, so that's why I'm not wearing it anymore. So tomorrow, hopefully I'll do a little bit more of that cutting out of the heather blazer, but I can't see myself doing much more than that. So I'll check in with you again tomorrow and let you know how I'm going. See you later. Hi everyone, it's Sunday night now, and today was not a very productive day with my sewing after all, or cutting. I didn't end up doing any more cutting for my heather blazer. I did do a little bit of knitting today. This evening I had a bit of a family celebration. It's my sister and I both celebrate our birthdays in April. So we had a family dinner tonight, so of course I wore my new dress to that. And I am about to get ready for bed because it's 9 o'clock, and I usually wouldn't go to bed this early when it's a holiday the next day. Tomorrow I do have to get up very early. It's Anzac Day here tomorrow, and that is a day in Australia where we commemorate and remember all the Australians who have died in war or in military service. So I will be attending a dawn service. One of my school choirs is singing at a local service. So I need to be there before the students arrive, and they are called at 5:15 in the morning. So I have a very early start, so I won't be staying up to do any sewing tonight. And depending on how tired I am tomorrow, we'll see what I get done tomorrow. But tomorrow will be the last day of my week of making. It's the last day of the school holidays. So I will let you know how I've gone and see you then. Last check-in for the week for me, everybody. It is now Monday evening. My husband's cooking dinner tonight, so I have been using the time to finish cutting out all those pieces of the main fabric for my heather blazer. I still haven't had the time to look at doing the lining or the interfacing. It was a very early morning for me today. I was up at 4:30 and at the dawn service by 5:15. So I had a pretty slow morning after that, pretty tired. And then this afternoon I took my boys to a friend's house for a play date. So just got back a little while ago from that. I can't imagine that I'll be staying up very late tonight. Probably not a good idea to be trying to do anything too difficult. And I probably need an early night. Back to school tomorrow morning, so I need to start getting prepared for that. I thought you might also like to hear just a little story about the top that I'm wearing today. So this is the Chive pattern by Cara Mia Patterns, and it's just a little short-sleeved sweatshirt pattern, and I find it really a great one to put on in sort of when the weather's, in between. This is the top I decided to wear on the plane to head off on our family holiday a couple of weeks ago. Our flight was a little bit delayed, and luckily I had my knitting with me so I could be sitting in the departure lounge keeping busy. But while I was sitting there, I had someone come up behind me and say, "Excuse me, I just saw you and I just had to come over and tell you how beautiful your top is." And I looked up from my knitting and I said, "You're Nerida." And I recognized this woman as Nerida Hansen, the woman behind all these fabrics, or so many of the fabrics that I buy. And she was off on the same flight as me, off to her holiday as well. So this pattern, this fabric was one of the Nerida Hansen fabrics that she sold last year. And I was able to have a really nice chat with her about how much I love what she does, and yeah, I got a thrill out of it, and I think she did as well. So that was a really special way to start the holidays. She did actually post a sneaky picture of me on her Instagram page as well, which was fun. So hopefully this chatty video has given you a little bit of an insight into how I fit my sewing into my week and my knitting, and especially during a holiday week. So it's not quite what a normal week would look like, but hopefully it's been interesting to hear me having a bit of a chat about that. I think I started the week with sort of grand plans to potentially get that Billy sweater dress and the heather blazer done, but I'd forgotten how long just the simple act of cutting out fabric takes me. So I'm already on day 3 of cutting out the heather blazer, and it won't be finished today. So I doubt that I'll get that finished in April, so it'll probably be in my May makes that I'll be sharing that one. So look out for that, and I'll look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.